1571, the Yucatan public became sick to the plague. One man tracked down a plant and alongside others, drank it. The substance turned individuals blue and made them unequipped for taking in air. They immediately moved to the sea and made a civilization in the profound water, Talakang. One of the ones who ingested the plant had a child named Kuk Ulkan. The child grew up to become leader of Talakang. At the point when Fen passed on, she requested to be covered on the land. Kuk Ulkan drove a few gatekeepers up to the land where he saw a human progress. They went after the human progress to account for his mom's internment. One of the townspeople referred to him as Namur, signifying the kid without adoration. Shuri works in her lab, making a good attempt to make a fake heart-molded spice to use for her sibling and Wakanda's the best, T'Challa, who is passing on from a sickness. Raymunda gradually strolls into the lab, declaring the ruler's passing. After a year, Wakanda is experiencing difficulty with different countries needing their vibranium. The Dora Milaje discover French military men attempting to take from their station. Afterward, Raymunda converses with the unified countries and uncovers the French's endeavor to take. She reminds the nations that despite the fact that the Dark Jaguar is gone, they will in any case battle. At a mining station, Americans mine in the sea utilizing a vibranium locator that was made by a MIT understudy, Riri Williams. They utilize this to find vibranium in the sea. Out of nowhere they go under assault by Talakanals who don't need them taking their vibranium. The final helicopter of survivors is struck somewhere around Namur. In Wakanda, Raymunda and Shuri go to the water and grieve the year since T'Challa's passing. They consume their memorial service articles of clothing to imply the finish of the grieving time frame, in spite of Shuri not being totally prepared for this. Namur then shows up, overcoming the boundary by going under the water. He uncovers to them the presence of Talakang and believes that their assistance should prevent outsiders from taking vibranium. He additionally makes sense of that Wakanda isn't the main spot that has vibranium, Talakang has it as well. Raymunda reprimands him, stressed of his presence. He lets them know he will kill the researcher who created the machine and that they can help him, however they can't hold him up. Shuri and Okoye go to meet Everett Ross, who gives them the name and area of the youthful researcher, regardless of perhaps offering private data. Okoye and Shuri then, at that point, go to Cambridge, Massachusetts to track down Williams. They follow her to her carport where she uncovers that she is chipping away at an Iron Man type reinforcement. Be that as it may, they are trailed by the FBI. The three move away, Okoye in a vehicle, Shuri in a bike, and Williams in her protective layer. Abruptly, they are met by Talakanals, Atuma, and Namora. A concise clash closes in Shuri and Williams getting caught. Ross shows up at the scene the following day and meets with his ex, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. He likewise tracks down Kimoyo and conceals them. In Wakanda, a maddened sovereign Raymunda condemns Okoye for losing Shuri, which is exacerbated by past episodes, for example, when she apparently favored Killmonger when he usurped the high position, and flames her from her situation as Broad. Shuri and Williams awaken in Talakang. Namor shows Shuri the human advancement, attempting to persuade her regarding his beliefs, in any event, giving her his mom's armband. In any case, she differs in killing Williams. In the interim, Raymunda goes to Haiti to see Nakia, who had left Wakanda 6 years earlier. She requests that Nakia track down Shuri for her. Nakia does a few spying and sorts out the area. She then, at that point, breaks Williams and Shuri out as Raymunda converses with Namor about his arrangement. They return to Wakanda, yet just for additional torture as Namor and his kin attack. They flood the city causing a hard and fast conflict. Namor deals with all of the Wakandan vehicles prior to flooding the royal chamber holding Raymunda and Williams. Williams begins suffocating, so Raymunda swims to save her. She can get Williams to somewhere safe, however, just to suffocate all the while. Shuri grieves her mom's passing as Namor tells her she is sovereign at this point. He and his kin then leave the country. In the interim, Allegra de Fontaine figures out that Ross has been speaking with Wakanda this entire time and has him captured. M'Baku converses with Shuri after the memorial service and gives her ethical judgment that she shouldn't kill Namor. He then tells her he will give lodging to the dislodged Wakandans following the assault. Shuri then utilizes Namor's mom's wristband to make the counterfeit heart-formed spice which at long last works. She goes to the astral plane in the wake of taking it and is welcomed by Eric Killmonger, who claims they are something similar. They contend a peace before Shuri claims she will kill Namor out of retribution. Shuri awakens and makes herself a suit. She then, at that point, drops into a gathering among M'Baku and the elderly folks as the Dark Jaguar. In planning of the fight, Shuri and Williams understand that they could debilitate Namor by warming his body up to where it can't get oxygen. They then make a second Iron Heart shield. Shuri gives Okoye new protective layer, acting similar as Iron Man's also, called the 12 PM Holy Messengers. Okoye initiates Annika to be separated of her two-lady group. In the sea, they utilize a vessel to draw the Talaconals into a snare. The fight begins as Namor appears to acquire the upper hand. Be that as it may, Dark Puma traps him in an Imperial Claw warrior as they remove off from the fight. In the interim, the Dora Milaje battle the Talaconals on the vessel while the Jabari clan, Nakia, and the others fight the ones on top. Ironheart and the 12 PM Holy Messengers deal with the airborne Talaconals. Dark Jaguar warms up the illustrious Claw warrior, debilitating Namor, yet he starts to break out with his lance. Dark Puma shoots an impact from her vibranium gloves which detonates the entire boat, sending the two enemies into the island underneath. The two battle some more until Namor pierces Shuri. Nonetheless, rather than polishing her off, he is more stressed over getting to the water before he bites the dust. A harmed Dark Puma breaks free and gets before the limping Namor. She then shouts Wakanda until the end of time as she protective layers up, sending an impact from the detonating claw contender into Namor. He is set burning as he implodes. She remains over him to polish him off, however recollects her sibling, T'Challa. With these recollections of the man he was, she chooses to save Namor's life the same length as he gets back to Talokan. Namor has appreciation for the Dark Puma and joins her as they return to the battle scene and advise everybody to quit battling. Dark Jaguar then shouts Wakanda for eternity indeed as the rest rehash it back. In the fallout, Williams gets back to MIT without her protection as the Wakandans need no contention with letting her keep it. Shuri leaves for Haiti as opposed to trying for the high position, which eventually is tested by M'Baku. Afterward, Namor paints in his room as Atuma welcomes him. Namor guarantees her that their new coalition with Wakanda will be helpful. En route to jail, Okoye breaks Ross out of guardianship. In Haiti, Shuri meets with Nakia prior to leaving for the ocean side where she consumes her burial service stylized robe, permitting her to lament at last. In a mid-credits scene, Shuri discovers that Nakia and T'Challa have a child, Toussaint, who Nakia has been bringing up covertly distant from the strain of the lofty position. Toussaint uncovers his Wakandan name is T'Challa.